Reply 1988! I finally watched it! Hey everyone, quick introduction. My name is Larissa. This is my first video, so you can tell it's a little bit wacky. I'm training to become an actress, so I'll talk a little bit about the acting and I'll throw in some views on the directing and the shots. But I didn't go to film school, so if I say anything wrong about the shots, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But for now, this is my review of Reply 1988. First of all, let me talk about what I liked. I love the community, and I think this is why people get attached to this drama, because of the community feeling, and everyone wants to have those friends, like the five group of friends, the five friendship that kind of spans over years, and that you can kind of be yourself around them and count on them, and have this community where, you know, all of the families know each other, and you can kind of act like they're your parents and you're their children when you go over to their house, kind of thing. So the actors were really good in this. The actors were so great, and the main character, what's her name? Doksun. She did a great job as the main actress. Like, I was so... And Jong-hwan, the actor who played Jong-hwan, was brilliant. Like, I think he was the best one in the cast. He was a quiet guy. His character's a quiet guy, right? He did a great job in being very subtle with his facial expressions, but still getting the information across of how he felt. Okay, quick pause, because I feel like I could have explained that a little bit better. What I meant is, when you're acting, you have to have both your actor brain on and you have to be fully the character. So if you're playing a character like Jung-won, who is trying to hide his feelings or is a little bit shy or a little bit closed off, you have to make sure that your facial expressions give something away so that the audience knows what you're feeling, but also don't give too much away so that it's believable and that the characters don't know what you're feeling. So I felt like this actor did a really good job balancing the two, and that's what I meant. That confession scene is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life, and the actor did that so well, and the actress who played Doksun reacted very well to that. It was very frustrating to see that he did not confess his feelings, especially if you've confessed them and then backtracked it. You've gotten the words out, but then you say, oh no, I'm joking. Like, dude. And he like does this, show all of these things he did for her while he's confessing his love. Oh God. Can't believe she ended up with Tick. Really, man? He's so wishy-washy as a character. Like, he was so boring. Like, he was a nice guy. Like, I would love to be friends with Tech. He was very gentle and chilled, but he was so boring. And there was that scene where he made her he asked her to get loads of stuff, and you can see in the adult versions as well, they don't get on that well. Like, they get on well, but she settled, okay? She totally settled. She could have had Jong-hwan. Why would you have Tech instead? And like, haven't you been liking Jong-hwan? In the space of like half an episode, you went from Jong-hwan to Tech. Why would you do that? Why? There were a lot of filler scenes. I just skipped a lot of them. On Netflix, you can just kind of see it go by, and I was like, oh, this is a filler scene, and then it went on to the main plot. Maybe it's for some people, the filler scenes, like, and some of the filler scenes were like kind of fun and nice because I watched some of them, but they didn't contribute at all to the main plot. And this isn't 16 episodes, this is 20 episodes of like an hour 50 minutes each. You know, it was nice, like, you know, it's kind of drawing in like the fact that they're a community, you know. Some of it was like for the side plot points, like the Tech's dad and the other guy's mom, which I can't remember the name of now, them getting together, or Bora and I can't remember his name, I don't know why. They did a really nice couple, but a lot of time was spent on them. Too much time. More time probably than the actual couple, the actual main plot couple. More time was spent on Bora and her relationship. I loved the switch from, you know, when it passes years, like towards the end, towards like episode 16 or something, they skipped like 4 years. And the transitions are great, by the way. The transitions in this drama were great. They skipped and then they came in looking different. That was brilliant. Oh my god, they looked so good as their older selves. They looked so good, and they didn't put on like crazy wigs. You know, some dramas they skip time and then they put on like these bad hair wigs, these bad wigs that make that like they're not your real hair and they're just not it, you know. So Doksun's character put on some extensions. Jonghwan had his hair slicked back kind of thing, you know, like I love that. I thought that was a very subtle way of making them look older without ridiculous wigs. No one wants to see the ridiculous wigs, okay? My favorite shot was this shot. I love this shot. They filmed it from over his shoulder and it makes it look like they're closer than they actually are. So when she moves in, it looks like they're like extremely close, like about to kiss, and like she's pouting her lips a little bit. She whispers the lines, so it's like really, really romantic. I was just like, oh, this is the best shot. Like this is one of my favorite shots ever. But overall, the shots, the way that it was filmed, the director was really, really good. I really liked it. Another scene that I really loved was at the end when Bora gets married. She's bowing to her parents. And she looks down and she sees that her dad's shoes are bigger than his feet, and like, you know, like you just, that was such a great, and she starts crying and I was like, I started crying too, and I was like, oh. I thought this was a really touching scene, you know, not only because these characters don't really share their thoughts with each other, but because she realizes just how much her dad has given up so that her and her siblings can have what they have, despite, you know, them living in a sub-basement and not having a lot of money. So I thought this was a really touching scene. I liked the scene where they're in the Jonghwan and Doksun are in the extremely small alley. The actors were so good in being very subtle in telling us what was happening. And then the camera work was good as well, because they kind of like focus in on certain body parts to kind of say, oh, you know, like I think Jonghwan was kind of like, oh my god, we're being pressed against each other and I can feel things, you know, and then you kind of like, oh, and then she looks down, you know, kind of suggesting maybe he was a little excited. It was so great. That was a great scene. That was so funny, but also really cute. Man, I liked Jonghwan's relationship with his parents, especially his mom. In the first episode, you can see they're struggling to connect, and you can see that with a lot of the parent-children thing, that, and I think that's probably like a worldwide kind of thing. Sometimes you struggle to connect with your parents, even if your parents have raised you and given birth to you and taught you a lot of things. You go out into the world and you learn from other people, and you don't become your parents, you know, you become your own person. So you have differences, and I love that as well, that they showed like the parents don't know everything, you know. They're also struggling to be good parents, even if it's not their first time being a parent. Even if they have a child who's older, they're still struggling to connect with their children, you know. And I liked she awkwardly hugged him from behind in an attempt to kind of connect with him. Anyways, yeah, I would say it's pretty good drama. It deserves all of the kind of like buzz that it gets, but I mean, it's not my favorite. It's not one of my favorites, just purely because it had too many filler scenes for me. Just too many filler scenes. Like you didn't need that, you know. Like, yeah, because nowadays there's a lot of K-dramas you can watch. There's a lot of competition. you know, like, so why when I look at K-dramas to watch, like, why should I watch this drama instead of this? And the adult actors who played Doksun and Taek, who were doing the interviews, they were so awkward, you know. And I mean, I know that might be partly, you know, Taek and Doksun's relationship being blossomed into something awkward because she didn't end up with Jung-hwan or whatever, but the actors were just not, especially the guy actor, he was just having too much trouble expressing himself as an actor, not as a character, you know? There's a difference between the character being awkward and the actor being awkward, and that was the actor being awkward. For me, that's how it translated. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, that's how I saw that. I liked the idea of the person, the main girl, ending up with the side boy. That's, I don't know if, you know, like, you've got the main male and then you got the side male, but it feels like Cheese in the Trap drama, that drama. She should have ended up with the side boy, with the second male lead, that's what you call it. She should have ended up with the second male lead. But in a drama like this, she should have ended up with the male lead. Why would you not choose John? Why? Ugh. That was it. That was my review for Reply 1988. But mostly me complaining about how she didn't end up with Jung-hwan. So, yeah. Let me know if you liked it, what I could do better, because this is kind of new to me. So, yeah. Bye bye.